Hello and welcome to my Tarot Corner. First of all, I want to make you all pay attention to one of my subscribers. I will not say her name, it just begins in an A, and she needs our prayers. She's going through something very difficult. Physically, health-wise, and she really needs our community's help. So I'm asking you all to just include A in your prayers when you do prayer for anyone. That's number one. Number two is that someone complained that the voice is not loud enough. So I will try to be louder, which is just have to understand that I'm not alone here. There are other people in this house. Sometimes I have to adjust the voice so that I won't disturb other people as well. And another thing is that I am, because I'm filming with my phone and I don't want to be disturbed by all sorts of phone calls or other notifications, I'm putting it on mute. I don't know if that is doing anything to the volume or not, but just let me know if the problem recurs or not. Okay, so today I'm going to do two very similar readings on two very different subjects, and the readings are called two options. Now, the first reading is regarding the Ripple of Hope award. Now, if Harry goes to the Ripple of Hope award, it's practically closing every door and every window he has in going back to his family. It's going to get an award for lying. The way that Kerry Kennedy described this award, as if this award is being given to Harry and Meghan for fighting systemic racism in the royal family. It's based on the Oprah interview in which they said 30 lies. Nobody proved that there is any kind of racism in the royal family, let alone systemic racism. And nobody showed that they did anything to fight that systemic racism. So to get an award for doing something like that, this is like spitting in your family's face. And many people suggested all sorts of other options. Some said that maybe Meghan will arrive by herself. Some said that maybe they will send people from Archwell to go and get that award in their name, or maybe they will pre-record something and get that award by Zoom. And I think that Harry has two options in front of him. Either he goes to that award or not. And the question is, what is he going to do? Because this is not an easy decision to make. With everything else that he's going to do that is not going to help him with his family, it's not an easy decision to make. Well, people can say that he has already destroyed his relationship with his family, so why care about something like that? But this is really something very, very meaningful, even more meaningful than the Netflix series, more meaningful than anything that he can write in his book. And if he's going to get an award for a lie, and to go, it's like saying that this lie is the truth. It's going to have repercussions that it's going to be very hard for him to work against those repercussions. So this spread is called two options spread. And this is the cat people, tarot of the cat people. And let's start by saying my disclaimer. This is a tarot reading. It is vibrational. It is open to interpretation. It exists as assumptions and speculation, and as such may or may not be true. So please do your own research and decide for yourselves. Okay, so let's start by asking the question. So what is Harry going to do regarding the Ripple of Hope Award? What is he going to attend that award, or is he going to decide not to attend that award? What is Harry going to decide regarding the Ripple of Hope Award? Is he going to attend the award, or is he going to decide not to attend the award? Now remember that people are paying $1 million in order to sit with them in the table. And I don't think that they're doing that in order to sit with Meghan. And I have a feeling that Meghan is not going to let him ditch this event. But let's see what the cards are saying. So what is grounding Prince Harry? Or let's say, what is the main thing that is making him think, or what is the main thing that is making him work? And what we're getting here is death. So death is change. Death is about time to start living again. This is what death is all about. So Prince Harry feels that it's time for a change. Now, change could be for two sides. It could be a change in his marriage and deciding to say no to Meghan, and this will be the end of their marriage if he says no to Meghan. This could be saying yes to Meghan, and that will be a complete change with his relationship with the royal family. And this will signify a complete change in everything that he has known up until today, and probably the taking away of his titles and change of everything that he has known up until today. So this is what is grounding him. He knows that he is standing in front of a very big change, and whatever he decides is going to change his life in a very, very big way. And he needs to realize that, he needs to understand that, he needs to reconcile with the fact that change is part of life, and it's something that happens in life and has to happen, and things cannot stay the same. So he cannot eat the cake and keep it whole as he wanted to. He cannot be half in, half out as he wanted to. Things have to change. And as we can see in this specific death card, there are no children here. In the Rider-Waite card, we see children and we see sunlight. Here, it's a very dark and very sinister card. There is no light here, and it signifies that none of the options that are in front of Prince Harry are good ones. None of those options are options that he likes to think about. Not the end of his marriage, because that means a fight with his wife, probably about the children, about money, about property, and not regarding his family, because he really doesn't want to be completely cut off. But as you can see, death is also holding a very big sickle with him, and that is the device in which the cut off from the family will be done with if he decides to go to that award. So now let me see what the affinity of this card is. Okay, so the affinity of this card doesn't have something more to add to the psychological interpretation of this card. So mostly the realization, and Harry is in a place where he realizes that this is a very major interchange, where what he chooses is going to change the rest of his life. Okay, so that's the first card. The second card is, what is his key motivation? What does he really want? And what we're getting here is the Nine of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles is a card of getting money, getting richness after working hard. So he wants the money, he wants to get the abundance, he wants to get the richness, but he also wants to feel that he deserves that. The Nine of Pentacles is not getting paid without working. This is gain after working hard. This is about getting what you deserve, not what you don't deserve. And since they left the royal family, it seems like they keep on doing things, but actually not really deserving what the money that they keep on getting. I'm sorry, this is not standing, so I'm just going to put it this way. Okay, and so it also always seems like they are not actually working for the money. That they signed all of those ludicrous contracts with hundreds of thousands of hundreds of millions of dollars in them, but not really working for the money. But that is not what he really wants. He wants to feel that he deserves the money. Now, this is yet not telling us if he wants to stay in the royal family, or if he wants to stay out of the royal family but feel that he deserves the money that he gets. But he wants to feel important. He wants to feel that what he does has meaning, that the money that he receives is not because he's a prince, it's not because that is his name, or because he was born to the royal family, but because what he does, it matters. That is what he really, really wants. And up until now, he hasn't felt that. And this card has very high affinity to materialism. So this card shows that there is a lot of materialism in what Harry feels and and what makes Harry do things. But another affinity of this card is how home life, family life, marriage, everything perfect around the home. So this is leaning towards the fact that he might choose his home life, his family life with Meghan, on his life with the royal family because of the affinity. And the affinity, as I said, since we learned about affinities, is stronger than the psychological interpretation. And the affinity of this card is about a house, about a marriage, about a family, and about wholeness of a family. So one of the things that he cares about is also about keeping his family whole. So if he needs to choose, if he needs to choose between deciding to dissolve his marriage with Meghan or deciding to dissolve his relationship with the royal family, he might decide that his marriage with Meghan is more important. But still, when we're saying that, keeping the wholeness of a family, it doesn't say which family. So we need to look deeper. So the next card is, wait a minute, is, okay. What is Harry's ideal outcome? What does he imagine as the best outcome that he can think of? And his ideal outcome is the Four of Pentacles. So that's interesting because the Four of Pentacles is a defensive card. This is a person who feels threatened. And this is a person who feels that he needs to conserve himself. He feels defensive. He feels that, that he is under attack. And this card usually leads to the Five of Pentacles, which is destruction and failure that is known in advance because of acting out of defensiveness. But let's look at the affinity of this card. And the affinity of this card is to make money and to be better than other people. So this is a card that also shows some kind of feeling that you are in a context and that you are being compared to someone else. And some of your feelings of being threatened is because you are feeling that you are compared to someone else, and that someone else is probably Prince William. So the affinity of this card is wanting to make money. And if we're looking at what does he envision in his mind as what is the best outcome in his mind, is to be able to make money, to be able to make the money that his wife wants him to make. And this leads me to believe that he might be willing to let go of the royal family and to decide to go to that Ripple of Hope award, because this is his way of making money, not by going back to the royal family. Okay, but let's go deeper. So that was the third card. Now the fourth card is, what does he need to know about option number one? And option number one is going to the Ripple of Hope award. So what does he need to know about that? And this is a card, this is the Lover's card. And the Lover's card is a card that says that this is about cutting out whatever is redundant from your life in order to be able to go forward. So what does he need to know about going to that award? If he goes to that award, that means that he will have to cut out of his life the royal family. The royal family will cut out him. He will be seen as redundant for the royal family. He will have to realize that that means like a divorce from between him and the royal family. This is what he needs to realize. This is what he needs to know about going to that award ceremony. If he goes to that award ceremony, it won't be a love affair. It will be cutting out the royal family from his life and the royal family cutting him out from their life. It will be a complete detachment. That is what this card means. Now I'm looking at the affinity of this card. And I'm sorry that I keep saying that, but I still don't remember all of those affinities by heart. And one of the affinities of this card is going all the way. So this detachment will be going all the way. So this detachment between him and the royal family will mean that he will lose all of his titles. He will lose every link that he has to the royal family. This will mean that he will never be able to call himself part of the royal family. So that is what he needs to know about option number 1. And what is the likely outcome of this option? And what we're getting here is the Two of Cups. And the Two of Cups and the Lovers are two cards that look very much alike, okay? A lot of people see them as cards that are similar. And the Two of Cups is a card that says that if it goes to the Ripple of Hope affair, he will have to start being active if he wants to make money, if he wants to have that abundance. He will start to be very, very active. He won't be able to wait for other people to come for him. He won't have that royal magic or that royal attractiveness, because the royal family will say goodbye to him. He won't have that royal attractiveness. So the Two of Cups is a card that says that you need to be more active, that you need to start being more, the suitor and not wait to be courted. What it shows how hard it is for him. It shows how hard it will be for him. He will suffer from it. This will be a devastating result for him, because he's not a doer. He's not someone who is an active person. He is a passive person. He is someone who lets others decide for him. And because of that, it will be very difficult for him to change and become someone who does things, and change and become someone who chases other people to start trying to make money, to start trying to get jobs, to get paid, to start getting the things that he needs in order to survive in the cost of living in the way that he and his wife were accustomed to. So this card is showing how difficult it is for him, that it's not going to be easy for him, but this is what he will have to do. This is what he will have to do. So he's a passive person, and he will have to start being active, because once he decides to go in this route, he will have to he will be completely cut off. And let me just check the affinity of this card. So the affinity of this card is that he will be in some kind of a test. This is a card of a test that he will have to pass. And if he will not pass, probably his family or his, how do you say that? Let's say relationship with Meghan will not survive. That will be a test for him. This card is also a card of a test, and this is what the affinity of this card is. He will have to show Meghan that he is able to provide, that he's able to start being active, because up until now, she pushed him aside, or that he was willingly pushed aside. But up until now, she was the only one active. She was the one doing everything. He only showed up or for photo ops, or in the Invictus game he did something. But most of the other engagements that they were supposed to do together, most of the times he never even spoke. So either she pushed him aside, or he willingly just decided not to be active. So it shows that he is not an active person to begin with. But this card shows that choosing this path will show that he will have to change to become an active person, and this will be a test that he will have to pass. And if he won't pass, his relationship will fail. So we're going back to the first card, which signifies a change. Okay, so now let's go to the second root, and the second root is not going to the Ripple of Hope award ceremony. So what does he know? What does he need to know about not going to that award ceremony? And what we get here is the High Priest. The High Priest, that's the Hierophant, and the Hierophant is the card that says to do the right thing. So this is the right thing. That is one thing. The other thing is that this represents his father, because his father is the highest religious image in Britain. Okay, he is the head of the church in England, so it represents his father. It also represents his mentors, or the people who taught him all his life, people that he learned from. And this card speaks about doing the right thing. Now, as I always tell you, behind every Hierophant, there is a devil looming. So it shows that it's not very easy to do the right thing. You have to get over the devil that is there and pushing you and calling you to go and do the wrong thing. But this card is telling him this is the right route. This is what you should do. So not going to that award ceremony, that is the right thing for him. So this is what we need to know about this card, but let me just check if there is any affinity that changes something. Okay, this is interesting because this card has an affinity of solving deep mental health issues. So not going to that Ripple of Hope ceremony is also opening him a door to this route of starting to really heal emotionally. And this is something that he really needs, And this is something he needs to think about. So no matter what he wants regarding money and everything, this is even more important. Okay, so what will happen if he wants to go to that award? And what we're getting here is the Nine of Cups. Wishes coming true. So wishes coming true, that is everything that you just want. That's abundance, that's money, that's happiness, that's everything that you can just want or can wish for. So there is no doubt that Harry doesn't need to go to that award ceremony. If he goes to that award ceremony, he is going to end up miserable. He's going to end up in a very bad place. Now, everything that he wants, that the Nine of Pentacles, the richness that comes with the affinity of the Four of Pentacles, everything that he wants, he can get if he goes on this side. He needs to choose his family. He needs to go back to his family. This is what he needs to do. It doesn't mean that he will do that, but this is what he needs to do. This is his best route. I hope that he listens. I hope that he does it. But unfortunately, he's been doing mistake after mistake after mistake. And it looks like this mistake will be one that won't be able to be fixed. So this is the tarot. It looks like that. And I'm going to take an oracle card from the Lonely Soul, Journey of the Lonely Soul, because that's how Harry feels to me. So let's see. What does the oracle say? Okay, a card for Harry. A card for Harry. And what I'm getting here is steering of a welcome wind. So let's see what it means. Okay, so I'm not going to read everything that is said about this card, but what this card is actually telling Harry is that he needs a change. He needs a very major change, and he needs to get out of his comfort zone. And getting out of his comfort zone is going to his family, talking to his father, talking to his brother, asking for forgiveness, all of those things that he hasn't been doing because he doesn't feel like he can do that. But these things are things that are not easy for him, and this card is telling him that he needs to change things, that he needs a major change in his life, that his life as it is stuck, is stagnant, and he needs a change. And if he keeps on in the way that he is right now, it's not going to end up well. So this is it for this reading. I hope you liked it. And if you did, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.